Hey guys, GameBoy3800 here once again, and I'm here with another laptop review. This is another Alienware unit. I've done quite a lot of Alienware reviews in the past, and I believe this is the oldest one yet. The oldest Alienware I have. At least that I've reviewed. I've had an older Area 51M 15-inch blue one with a really old card and stuff. But let's talk about this. This is the Alienware Area 51 M7700 D900T model, or D900T. That means that this is a first-gen project. The next one was the D900K under the Alienware Aurora name. That was all blue and had an AMD Athlon 64 FX60 processor in it. Proper dual core, very high performance for the time. This one, the D900T model, is based on Pentium 4 technology. So a bit older and a bit less powerful, but I think it still does pretty well even today. As always with my laptop reviews, I go over the exterior first, and this time it is all plastic, but since this is an old Alienware, it does have the light up blue head and the rubber grips on the side to get some, I guess, grip. But this is like rubber, and it can go like sticky and bad over the years, or it could scrape off. This does have some points along the edges where it's starting to scrape off, but it is not sticky, it is not gooey, like some models I've seen. Anyways, all plastic, but it is pretty hard plastic with no flex or give anywhere. On the front, instead of nothing, we have actually a clock, along with some CD controls to play some CDs when the computer is off. That used to be a very common feature in Sager/Clevo models, or computers of about the same time, 2004 to late 2006. So that's the front. Next, we're going to go over some of the ports. We have an IR blaster, we have lots of card readers and a PC MCIA card slot, lots of audio jacks, dual FireWire, 4 USBs, there's a S-Video, yep, that's S-Video, I believe, out. And then on the back, beneath a cover here, is another video output, and this must be the video output, and this must be the video input. Then we have LAN and phone line, PS2 port, DVI, parallel port, and then a serial port. Next to the power adapter is a bunch of venting for the Pentium 4. A majority of this back corner is a huge solid copper brick to keep the Pentium 4 cool, and even so, it doesn't do such a great job. The right side is pretty barren except for a lock port and dual DVD drives, and this top one is actually a hard drive adapter, so I can use a SATA interface. Because on the bottom, if we take a look here, I'm not going to take it apart, but it only uses Parallel, or whatever you call it, PETA IDE. Whatever you call it for laptops. I'm going to go ahead and put this cover back on. So yeah, I believe the D900K model had SATA cables here, so that would make it so you wouldn't need to use a DVD adapter like I'm doing. Anyways, on the bottom, we have a big battery that actually is in brand new condition. That's cool. Under this huge cover here is all heat sinks. That's literally all it is. Then we have the 2 CPU heat sinks and then a third system fan. And then the video card is, for some reason, in the corner up here with it venting out the side there. The problem with that position is that I'm going to go ahead and open it up now. It's right where your wrist would be if you're playing a game on the computer. using the WASD keyboard thing. And it can get really hot, so I don't know why they decided to put it there of all places, but yep. Moving up to the keyboard, the mouse, it's standard, it works. It's got a dedicated scroll pad thing, 2 plastic buttons, and interestingly enough, I just noticed this actually. The touchpad and buttons are separated by a piece of plastic. Like, of the gray plastic. That's weird. I don't know. The keyboard is my favorite keyboard of all time because it feels almost like a mechanical keyboard, but not really. It's hard to press down at first, and then it gets easier once it's pressed. I've had a few computers with this keyboard, like the Alienware M-ALX and the Sega D901C. And I've said before how much I like this keyboard, so I'm not going to go into too much more detail. In fact, no more detail. Up by the screen we have the power button, and then some media buttons. You have some LED lights to notify you when the Wi-Fi is on, when the computer is on, and when the battery is being charged. And then Alienware there. Up at the top of the screen we have a webcam, but I haven't tested it. I would assume it's pretty 2004-ish, if that's a phrase. And we're going to go ahead and power it up now. There we go. I'm going to go ahead and boot it off the battery so that you can see what kind of performance you could expect it to do. But we will plug it in once we're ready to do a few games. I will go over the full specs right now as it's starting up. It's got an Intel Pentium 4 670 processor with 2 megs of cache, and it runs at 3.8 gigahertz. It's got 3 gigabytes of memory, or it can recognize 3 gigabytes of memory. It's got 5 gigabytes installed, but it's only recognizing 3. That is a limitation of the chipset, not the computer. Well, I guess it is the computer. Never mind. But it does take DDR2 modules, and it has 4 sockets for memory. And I believe the D900K only has 2 DDR1 sockets, so I would recommend getting this over the D900K simply because it has more memory, or it can support more memory. The video card is an NVIDIA GeForce Go 7900 GTX. This is a 256 meg model. Usually it's in 512, but in this format, this socket, it is. There you can hear the speakers. With this socket and format, for some reason this is a 256 meg model. But that seems to do okay, it doesn't have any problems. Let's go ahead and plug her in now so you can see what those LEDs look like. And also so you can hear it, because it is quite a noisy computer. I'm going to zoom in a bit there. Hopefully so that the white balance can do a thing. And you can see it more clearly. But yep. I'm going to go ahead and let all of its base things boot up. The mouse is being weird. It's always been weird on this particular computer. I've had another M7700 a long time ago, but I think this one came out much better. I completely forget the old one's specs, but I think this one was better. So as soon as it says Steam, there we go, it'll be ready to go. Where's Fraps? Where's Fraps? There it is. So we're going to get Fraps up so that we can go ahead and see how it performs. I'm going to go ahead and grab a Xbox controller so I can more easily be controlled and you can see better, hopefully, maybe. Anyways, I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back, and I have the camera in a good spot. And the first game we're going to test out is Bioshock 1, not remastered. Now this game came out in 2007, so this would be pushing it for this generation of video cards, but I think it'll do okay. Let's take a look. Actually run it. I'm not going to be recording, I'm just going to be showing you the frame counter in the top right, so you can see how well or not well it performs. I will of course go over the game specs we're running at as well. Now, you may only hear the computer, but that's fine, I guess. Wow, we're at 60 frames in the opening title cards. It's amazing, right? Why is it in fast forward mode? What's going on? Game, what are you doing? I don't know why it's going in like fast motion. Is the whole game gonna be like that? Anyways, we're in high settings at 720p. We're gonna see how this plays. Just gonna hit continue. I have no idea where I am. I'm going to turn down the volume a bit, in case it is far too loud. It does take a bit to load, even with it on an SSD. Yep, I've got a Pentium 4 machine with a 128 gig SSD. I'm not entirely sure what is limiting it at this point. It's got 3 gigs of RAM to use. There we are. We can now kind of see. And at 720p, high settings. Okay. Once we get the texture to load up, it doesn't look too bad. Alright, so we're gonna go and kill somebody. I'm still waiting for textures to load in because, as you may or may not have seen, we still have some stuff going on.
Hey there, going to the big game tonight? I heard Ryan's Raiders are playing.
No way, Jim. It's not safe. Haven't you heard? It's happened. Bandits are everywhere.
Hold on a second, man. Remember what Andrew Ryan says. If you do that, the bandits win. Take your family to more trouble.
Alright, so where's the first thing we can kill? We gotta hack this in order to do a thing. There we go. So let that thing take care of that, and you can see it's, even though it's not like above 30 frames, well, except for here, with nothing going around, but with a lot of shadows and stuff, it doesn't look too great, but this is not the kind of game that requires you to have very high frame rates in order to be not terrible at. Of course, we could turn it down to medium settings or a lower resolution, but I think you can see how well it performs with Bioshock. So we will quit back to the main menu, and I will show you one or two other games. and they probably need to be installed, so I'll get back to you at the main menu of the next game. Alright, here's the next game. Now this is FlatOut, originally a PS2 title, but it also came out on PC. This was one of my favorite games as a kid, and we're just going to go ahead and do one random race so that you can see the performance of a game that came out about the same time this computer came out. Oh my. One's going to use the joystick for everything. That's not going to end very well. I will do one lap of this race. Alright, okay, that's that one. But how does booster? I know there's a boost button. You see their bar in the bottom right. Maybe I should have configured the controls first. Yep, that's going to go well. My car is not doing too well. We had one frame stutter there. This is 720p high settings, once again. Now, if only I knew what the booster key was. I guess I'm going to have to go without booster. Now, also, using the left joystick to go forward, backwards, and steer is actually quite annoying. But I guess, as you can see, it's somewhat doable. Hey, we might actually pass someone before the end of this lap. So most of the time it's at 60, could have a frame dip here and there, but overall I think it performs really good at these older games like this, and I may do a full playthrough of this game in the future for the channel. It was one of my favorites as a kid, and I would love to play it at some other point. And this is the PC version, it's not even an emulated version, so it'll look good too. Anyways, I think that's going to be it for now. I think that's going to be it for this game. I will go on to the next one. Alright, and here is Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. This was a 2004-2005 game once again on consoles. I don't know exactly when it came out for PC. But once again, we are at 720p high settings, and we seem to be running not terribly. We're just going to go ahead and do the thing here. To pedal down, press W. Nope. 720p high settings, 30 frames, I consider this very nice. In fact, I can show you the settings in this game much easier. Display setup. Here we are. Frame limiter is off. Now it's on. Let's leave it off so it can go up to 60. Now effects is at high. I could probably try very high, right quick. And there we go, 720p with anti-aliasing on 3. I don't remember this game too much. I need to replay it at some point. I need to replay a lot of games, actually.
On the road. Use your eyes!
Alright, we're almost to where we need to be. Get over that? Yeah, there you go. Alright, now where do we go from here? I guess we just get off and jump over here.
Grove Street. Home. At least it was before I fucked everything up.
What's up, sis? Your plans, bitch. You ever sucked a ripe coconut
Good
before?
thanks, home. That's the skinny white Mike, man.
So which house do we go into? Here we are. The camcorder is catching CJ's face as an actual face. Even with how janky the camera is at catching on-screen video like it is, it's still doing a face recognition thing.
Stop it! What are you doing? Carl, Ryan, stop it!
Quit it. Mom's here.
Mom, they're up to something.
Now this computer will not play Grand Theft Auto 5 or anything like that. And now the audio has just
You
gone.
picked the wrong house, fool! Hey, hey!
Oh, I see what it's doing.
It's me, Carl. Chill, chill.
It didn't find the right thing. I think that's going to be enough for this.
Oh, what's up?
No, not going to do Alt F4.
You okay, man?
Okay, I have to let this cutscene finish.
Mom's, huh?
I'm going to go ahead and do one more game, a much newer game compared to what we've been playing so far, to show that I probably could possibly still do a thing or two.
Like it says in the book, we are blessed and cursed.
What fucking book?
And now this cutscene is being weird because the audio missed its cue. That picture quality,
You
though.
want to drive?
Yeah, that's cool. Nice car, Smoke.
You know me. It's not cut. Keep it valid and keep it real.
Alright, I'll get back to you at the menu of the next game. This is taking too long. Alright, here we are in Borderlands 1. This is a 2009 game. And I have it running at medium settings at, I believe, 800 by 600. Let's find out. Yep. It is at that resolution because it cannot handle HD. It cannot handle 720p. I have no idea at what point in the story I am with this character. But I think I'm not going to stay in T-Bone Junction because I think it lags the game out, even on a computer with the i7. So as soon as I can, I'm going to go to Firestone and see what's up over there. Firestone. It'll be easier to run there because of a lot less buildings and background things. Hopefully. Now, this computer can, in quotation marks, run the game, but you wouldn't want to play this game on this computer because it just doesn't play too well. This is when the computer was actually starting to feel old, and I think this game really shows it. The Borderlands series is a very easy game, or a very easy series to run on just about any computer. But on this old machine, I have things set to medium, shadows turned either off or advanced shadows are off. We'll see if we can go and kill some chumps, but that'll be it. Like, yeah, we're getting, like, mid-teens here, with lots of stuttering. Now, it could be that we are having the most limitation with the video memory, because this only does it only has 256 megs of video memory. Now if it's running low on that and having to use system memory or the hard drive, stupid controller. There we go. So yeah, with newer games like 2008, I think, and plus, this old machine can no longer handle. Maybe if it had more video memory and system memory, it could do better. But I think the biggest difference is having a dual-core processor or not. This has a single-core, single-thread Pentium 4. It's actually a 2-thread because Pentium 4 hyper-threading. It's a desktop Pentium 4 of all things, and all that seems to do is make it generate a ton of heat. So yeah, I'm gonna one-shot this guy over there, assuming I can hit him. There we go. See that he dropped a not to my level bone shredder. Yep, 66. That's going to be it for that game. I will meet you back at the desktop with the conclusion. And we're back, and time for the conclusion that I think a lot of you were expecting. This machine is too old to really be used today unless you want to use it to play some old games like I've shown here today. Games like FlatOut, Grand Theft Auto, San Andreas, and Bioshock to a certain degree are all okay to play on this machine. But newer games like Borderlands and anything newer than that, Minecraft especially, I didn't show it playing that, but believe me, it is not fun to look at. But yep, great for the time. At the when this was new, this probably would have been a $8,000 machine. And mainly if it had the 128 gig SSD. If it just had hard drives, probably closer to 4,000. Actually, never mind. Never mind the whole pricing thing. Point is, old machine, it performs as you would expect, like an old machine. Good on some aspects, like with much older software, but today, it just isn't really that good. And one thing I did forget to mention is the screen. It is a 1440 by 900, so I believe that's mostly widescreen. I forget if it's 16 by 9 or 16 by 10. But yeah. I'm going to go ahead and shut this down now. Now this machine has been fun to work on. And I can definitely see myself getting another one in the future just to work on. And to show you, the progress and stuff. And even though it's off, it keeps the fans on for a few more seconds to make sure it's cool. It only does that if it's plugged in, though. Anyways, if you enjoyed this old Alienware review, then please go ahead and leave a like, favorite, comment, share, and of course don't forget to subscribe as well. Thanks, Game Boy Out. I will see you in the future.